Justin, have you been feeling okay?
Yeah.
Your dad tells me you've been acting up.
You got something on your mind, buddy?
No.
Sure is a funny way to act with Christmas just around the corner, huh?
I don't care about Christmas.
What? Come here, let me feel you. You must be sick. Justin Carver.
What do you say?
Tasty.
What has gotten into you?
Reaches for bread.
No. You eat your vegetables.
No.
No? Well, it's a good thing you don't care about Christmas, because at this rate, you're not going to have one.
Picks nose.
Justin? Did you wash your hands before dinner?
No.
Why not?
I didn't feel like it.
What do you mean you didn't feel like it?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Stacked. We just did a little scene read-through for a cult classic Christmas movie called I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, starring the Sprouse brothers as one person. Because honestly, we didn't know what the fuck and how the fuck to start this episode, so we just did that.
It's a good movie. Check it out.
It's a good movie. Good check it. Good Salt Lake City movie. I highly recommend it if you're from Utah.
That was Ethan's Black Panther.
That's my Black Panther. Temple Square forever. You know what I'm saying? No. Yeah, we are back, episode 67. We thought, because, you know, everybody is celebrating their end of the year festivities, like they're getting together with families finally after a long pandemic and everyone's getting vaccinated and stuff with their boosters. We thought we'd run down some great movies about parties. We actually just had a party ourselves. After a long time of, like, you know, not really doing anything with the friends and everything, we all got together. We all made a meal together, shared some gifts, some laughs, you know. Our good friend Justin Bulalio, he dressed up as Santa Claus, came in, played some beer pong, you know, had some drinks, had some merry times. And we thought during this party, we're like, what better way to do than for the next episode of Stacked, record our favorite party movies, right? Isn't that right, fellas? Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You literally said to me as I was like drunkenly around the party, you were like, what topic should we do? And I said, first thing that came to my head, party movies.
Party. And I'm like, okay, that's what we'll do. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. Guys, I had a hard time trying to find a list. I haven't seen too many party movies. I want to know, like, what qualifies as a party movie to you guys. Because, like, mine was, like, either movies surrounding a party or movies that have a significant party sequence. But, like, what about you, Chris? Like, what was your way of deciphering what is a party movie?
Well, for me, I actually didn't really, like, place too much importance on the fact that the film portrays a party. For me, like, I also just interpret it as, like, what's a fun movie to watch when you're at a party. Because, like, you know, you can have a movie playing in the background or whatever when you're having a party or something. So I kind of just, like, went about, like, picking out, like, fun movies to watch in a big group of people. Maybe, like, something that's non-committal, you know, because I feel like at parties you might be mingling a lot. So it has to be, like, easily digestible, comedic, tight pacing, easy to follow. You know, like, I just kind of went about in that way. And yeah, that's really how I approached it. How about you, Brandon?
I approached it in the sense of party sequences, right? So I have a pre-party movie, like the planning of a party. I have a party movie that is basically all party. And then I've got a post-party movie, which deals with the post-party movement.
The post-party.
But also, like, all of them they each have, like, party sequences. Like, whether that be a flashback, the end being a party, or just it being the most party ever. That sounds like a stupid way.
Party.
I mean, you'll know when you hear it. But each of these movies, like, has a party in it and it surrounds it. It doesn't necessarily have to be the crux of the movie. Like, it doesn't have to be the point. But for me, this implements, like, all of the, like, ways you can have a party.
Yeah. I don't know if I had any real theming. I guess I could say it's like 3 different types of parties from 3 very different cultures, I would say. I don't know. Maybe 2 are similar. But I just pick good movies, good parties. Just because, like, Like I said, I haven't really seen too many party movies. I don't know. Guess I'm not too much of a party animal when it comes to the cinema. Brandon is spreading his Captain America action figure like he's trying to eat him out on the podcast, and I am very uncomfortable. Please stop.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
I'm just.
I don't know what you're. What? I'm bleeping that. I'm bleeping that. God damn you. I'm bleeping that.
You might want to make a note about that.
I'll listen to it, don't worry. I got all of Saturday to spend my time on this one. God damn
you.
All right, let me run down the rules of the show. Let's get to the party movies. Once a week, we set a topic or theme and go our separate ways, construct our own 3-film stack. Then after a week, we come back here on the podcast and share our own stacks 1 film at a time. Then at the end of the show, we'll mix and match our 9 films, make the ultimate decision on what quintessential 3-film stack we're checking out this hypothetical video store. I'm going first with it's basically, I don't know. None of you guys have seen this movie. I'm just gonna say that none of you guys have seen this movie, but I think it's really good. It's gonna be a little quick recommendation. It's a Peter Sellers movie. It's a really good movie, except for one thing. Peter Sellers does kind of do brown face in it, and that's like where I have to draw the line. He plays,
but I'm picking it anyway.
But I'm picking it anyway because it's kind of funny, regardless of him doing the brown face. Like, he plays.
So
it's
funny.
The movie's called The Party. It's a 1968 movie. Brandon, think of the end of
Playtime.
How did you know?
I'm just God.
Okay, yeah. Think of the end of Playtime, but a whole film where Peter
That's
Sellers
the best scene in that movie.
basically plays this Monsieur Hulot character where he is this Indian. I think he works in special effects, or is he an actor? It's been so long since I've seen it. I'm gonna be honest.
But
he finds his way into this Hollywood party because I know he does work in the movies, and he finds his way into this big extravagant Hollywood party in this big mansion, and the movie is basically just him going through physical comedy and stuff like that, and just seeing how the night progresses and how it becomes crazier and crazier, just like that scene in Playtime. And I remember watching it with my dad. He's a big Peter Sellers fan. And I remember it just gets fucking crazy. It has really good gags. You know, like those pools with the walkways in the middle? No? Okay. Well, there's like pools and there's like stepping stones. A lot of really fancy pools have them. There's a lot of great gags with that. I guess
I don't go to
I remember at one point, like an elephant shows up. You haven't been to a lot of fancy parties. I've been to a lot of fancy house recently because of my job. So I'm an expert. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I've ever seen that at my job yet. But yeah, it just gets really crazy. I don't know. Like I said, hard for me to pick good party movies. I thought this was really funny when I was a kid. It might be bad now because I forgot that Peter Sellers plays an Indian dude in this movie. And then I looked it up. I'm like, oh, this movie was funny. And then I looked it up, and everyone's like, yeah, this movie's very problematic because he plays an Indian dude. I'm like, but I remember it's still funny. Like, there's like no reason for him to play an Indian dude. He just does. I don't know. It's weird. Peter Sellers, he fascinates me. Like, you'd never know his true accent.
No.
He's kind of like he's kind of like a Rob Schneider if you think about it, but like way better. Where he plays a bunch of different like types of people. He's a real chameleon.
Do you think?
But he does it. He does it well as well.
Actor as Peter Sellers.
I wouldn't be surprised. And by the way, R.I.P. Rob Schneider.
He died. Yeah.
He died recently. Pancaked by drunk dump truck driver. Yeah, that's very sad. R.I.P. Rob Schneider. Does anybody have anything to say about this movie?
I like Peter Sellers.
Yeah.
You know, he's good in Doctor Strangelove. He plays multiple roles in that.
Have you seen any of the original Pink Panthers?
I don't think so, actually. I don't think I have. So
I've seen
Being There he's good in that.
Mm-hmm. You've only seen the Steve Martin ones, haven't you?
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen.
Yeah. What do you think of this movie, Chris? Have you ever heard of it, or this is new information to you?
Completely fresh for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen like 4 Peter Sellers movies, and the only one I've really liked is Doctor Strangelove. So
I'd recommend the Peter Sellers Casino Royale James Bond movie, and What's New Pussycat. and the Pink Panther movies. Those are funny. Those are funny, man. Those are fucking funny classic 60s comedies. Come on, bro.
Okay.
Doesn't get any better than 60s comedies than those movies. Come on. All right, there's my pick. Brandon, no, Chris.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
Yeah, sorry, Brandon.
You don't
All right.
gotta leave me on like that.
Yeah, sorry, a little Joker's trick for you. Gotcha. Haha.
So my first film, I decided to make my first one the most direct one. My first one is a movie about partying. 2013, Scorsese. Wolf.
Oh,
Oh,
Wall Street.
Wolf.
have we?
That's a good party movie because
Have
there's a
we
lot of
never-
parties in it.
Have we never picked it for
Surprise.
first?
I don't think we've ever even mentioned it on Stack somehow. I know for sure we haven't final stacked it, but I don't even know if we've. ever,
I know we haven't final stacked it, but I want to see if we have. I'm curious.
I am curious, well, because I didn't pick it for one of those reasons.
Yeah. Well, tell us about Wolf. Why it's a good party movie, Chris.
Yeah. So Wolf of Wall Street. It is literally a movie about a guy indulging in complete and utter excess.
Mhm.
It's kind of like it's hilarious as fuck, but also like the thing that I think makes this kind of fun is like it's also a pretty thought-provoking movie in its messaging about capitalist systems of greed and all that. But I'll put that aside for this conversation because we're really here to talk about partying, and it is completely unapologetically funny in its approach to its subject. It's so endlessly quotable. I think there are dozens of lines throughout this movie that I have probably done back and forth with Brandon on, especially the women's shoes line.
Or where are the lewds?
Yeah, where are the lewds?
Where are the lewds?
On my ass, don't worry about it.
My ass, don't worry about it.
They're free now, go.
Yeah, you're free. Yeah, it's like, I'll open the door. You're free now. You're run free.
Those 3 lines were like in our house for like ever.
Yeah.
We always talked about them.
Yeah, the performances are just incredible, especially out of Leo and Jonah Hill. The film balances comedy and drama really flawlessly, and you'll find yourself in one moment like laughing your ass off at something that happens, and the next moment like for example, I mean, we all talk, like everybody talks about the argument scene between Leo and Margot when with the I don't know, there's something so brutal and real about that sequence.
Not the first one, the last one.
Yeah, like the one that like when he tried to take the kid. Anyway, so this movie really does feel like one long party that just goes to complete shit by its end. It's plenty of fun, easy to watch as both a focused spectator, but also if you're watching it passively as well, it can still be fun because it feels like every individual scene can also just be its own little like sketch.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I think it's a lot of fun. Wolf. Yeah, you guys know it. You guys love it.
Yep. Great fucking movie. Top tier Scorsese. We were actually doing the Leo DiCaprio dance at our Christmas party. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
We were trying to learn
the wedding, like ooh.
Are we gonna do that at Cody's wedding?
We're absolutely gonna.
Yeah.
We have to circle Cody.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Nothing better than a good old true crime story, good old success story. This is all based on a real guy. This really happened.
Jordan
Belfort, and it's just crazy the shenanigans he'd get up to, and I'd want to be at every single one of these parties. You could imagine me there, right, guys? I could be right in the front lines, just fucking dancing and just chugging beers, Brandon would kick ass at the beer pong table. Brandon was killing at the beer pong at the Christmas party.
Joey, and Jack were going in on it.
It was crazy. Jack was just giving out drinks to you, even though you guys didn't even drink that much because you were playing so well. Damn.
I won with Krager and I won with Joey, and then I also won early on with Jack. So.
Yeah. Well, who drank Jack's drinks when you were playing him?
Me.
What? What? So what's the point?
What?
So when you were playing against Jack,
No,
You were.
he was with me. We played doubles.
Oh, he was. Doubles. Okay,
Yeah,
I
'cause
thought you were.
I was on the other team with Justin.
Okay.
I was draining balls left and right. That's all I got.
Draining balls.
Bro,
left and
you're
right.
fucking draining, bro. That's fucking sick. That's fucking tight. Anyway, Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah,
Good movie.
so funny. Jonah, probably my favorite Jonah Hill performance. I gotta say,
I would agree.
by far,
I would say the only thing that comes close is like 22 Jump Street
probably. Yeah,
or Moneyball. He plays such different characters.
he does. Crazy.
But yeah, I would agree. I mean, the partying is a huge focus, and it does it by decade too, which is kind of cool. You know, I feel like you get to see partying from all these different drug-induced eras, whether that be cocaine or Quaaludes or whatever, or you get to see them just messing around in the office. Office parties are kind of crazy. I hope we're not seeing Office Christmas Party on this stack, because that's not a good one. Ethan?
No, I've never seen that movie, but I just
saw
remember it.
Yeah. But yeah, good party choice. Great movie in general. Parties are interspersed throughout, so love that.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Nice.
This is a good fucking pick. I see its potential in the final. Brandon, please illuminate us with your first party movie. All right.
So my first party movie is a pre-party movie, and it's all about the planning of a party. It is. No, I don't think you'd know.
What
but
is
maybe
it?
you do. You've seen this movie, Chris.
Have I?
It's a Christmas movie.
Arthur Christmas.
No, it's Christmas with the Cranks.
Hey, great movie. That's a great movie. Great Christmas movie.
So let me just say, this is a family classic. I know it's not a very well made movie, but I have so many fond memories of watching this with my family, and it follows this family called the Cranks as they try to skip Christmas this one year, and everyone in their neighborhood, nobody's like angry at everybody's angry at them, but nobody else is like any denomination other than Christian, and they're trying to like skip Christmas, and everybody's like, you can't skip Christmas, that's not okay or whatever. But then they find out halfway through the movie that their daughter Blair is coming home for the holidays with her new boyfriend, and they have to cancel their vacation that they're going to skip Christmas for. And they're gonna have to plan this party late, by getting up all together, like the Christmas tree, the lights, the food they need, all in order to throw this giant party at the end, because the Christmas party is like a staple of their household. But unfortunately, since it's too late, everybody is acting in a very Scrooge-like mood towards this family. And it's like very funny the way that navigates this couple's struggle for planning this party. And I kind of relate, because I forgot our party was that day, remember? So I was like super like stressed about throwing a good party, even though everybody else provided, you know?
Yeah.
But Christmas with the Cranks is a good pre-party movie. The party at the end is nice, sweet. And the way the neighbors kind of band together is very heartwarming. Yes, it's not a very great movie, but it is a very funny and relatable one, especially with the party at the end. Chris, I know you like this movie. I showed it to you.
Yes, this was a very fun movie. I think it's pretty dang good, honestly. Like it's a very innocently made Christmas movie. You know, it's exactly what you need. You know, to get in the holiday spirit. Nothing too fancy. Just it's quite quaint, if you will.
Very quaint.
Yeah. A very quaint movie. I think it's really funny, but a lot of heart behind it too. Yeah, you know, it's a movie that very much like is a product of its time. It really has that 2000s energy to it, and that kind of innocent charm that kind of comes with this kind of movie. But I think it worked well. You know, like the arcs are pretty like easy to follow, and they're wholesome. They're like it's well written. It's your simple movie, and I think it does it really well. There is this one sequence that still makes me die laughing, where Jamie Lee Curtis she goes to the store to buy like a honey baked ham for her daughter that her daughter really likes. But there's this whole thing that goes down, and basically the honey baked ham is rolling down the parking lot and into the street, and it gets run over by a semi. And Jamie Lee Curtis lets out like probably a better scream than she has done in any of the Halloween movies. Like her soul went into that scream. It was incredible.
And then it transitions. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is just so funny, and I think it's great. Very innocent, simple movie. Like it's one of those things where it's like, it's not like a quote unquote quality movie by traditional standards, but it's like for what it is, couldn't ask for more.
What about those party at the end? What about the party? Do you like the party?
Party was really cute, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially that ending. It's so wholesome. Like the whole like, you know, oh, she came back and I don't know. It's an easy movie to love.
Mm-hmm. Except if you're Ethan. He grows.
You seem like you're hesitant on this one.
What movie are we talking about again?
Christmas with the Cranks.
I haven't seen it. That's why I forgot.
Oh.
I've only seen the JonTron video about Christmas with the Cranks, and he makes it seem like it's a really shitty movie. So I've never watched it. Who is it? Who are the Cranks? It's Tim Allen, right?
Yeah,
Tim Allen, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. That's right. They are the Cranks.
Dan Aykroyd's in it, but he's not a crank.
Dan Aykroyd's in it. Yeah, I don't know. I am Christmas with the Cranks.
We should watch that. That's a fun movie.
What's it on? Is it on a streaming service?
I could check.
I'd be down to watch Christmas with the Cranks. See what it's all about.
It's
Check
in
it
the
out.
Christmas spirit.
I'm in the Christmas spirit to watch Christmas movies. So that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look at that.
Well done, guys.
Well done. Okay. Back to me. I'm picking. I'd consider this a movie. It's technically part of a miniseries, but on Letterboxd, it's its own thing as a movie. It is part of the Small Axe series, directed by Steve McQueen. I'm picking Lovers Rock. This movie is just party. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just a party, and it's complete vibes, and I love it. I love the music. I love exploring every corner of this party and seeing other people talking. Like, to me, this felt like going to like a college party. And sometimes when I was just like really drunk, I just walk around and just stand by people and like check out conversations, go somewhere else, go to one place, you know? There's no real one character you follow in this movie, I would say. I mean, I guess there are two, you know? But like, I don't know. It's just like, it's such a it's weird to say a party movie is a relaxing movie to watch, you know? But it did get me nostalgic for like college parties that I used to go to, and like just how connected everybody would feel when there's like music and the conversation, and sometimes there'd be drama at the parties, you know, things would happen, and it's a really cool, also just another just like a view into like what culture for what are they? Are they Haitian?
I think they're from the Caribbean.
Caribbean?
Right. Yeah, because like we talked about it in my Black Cinema class, about how there is a lot of like import from other countries, obviously in the UK at the time. Yeah, like Jamaica and Haitian. I think it's that area in particular. I think it's the Caribbean. I don't know if it's any particular island. Yeah, just
a lot of that identity pushed into the soul of this movie and its characters and its community in there, and I ate it all up, and I thought this was probably my favorite of the Small Axe films that I watched. I didn't watch them all, but I think I got halfway through, and this one was like my favorite. So, Brandon, what do you think about this one?
I think it's a good movie. I think it's the most overrated of the Small Axe movies, unfortunately. I think it is a movie that is basically just vibes. Like, it's a lot of dancing, a lot of people like having a good time, but there is drama, you know. It's not all fun and games, which is kind of cool. It kind of captures that aspect of partying, which is why I think it's a good pick for this, because it is basically all party. But I will say that I expected more because everybody was kind of like digging it.
That's true.
But to me, it like honestly, like the closest thing it reminded me to was like Everybody Wants Some or Dazed and Confused, those like Linklater movies. Except for those, like those are like more reliant on the decade trope, because those are like 70s and 80s, whereas this is like very much kind of like a 60s England punk scene. Not punk scene. What's a? I don't know what the scene. What I don't remember.
I don't know. They were young people in England.
Yeah, in the 60s.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good
London
enough.
in the 60s.
London in the 60s.
London College of Fashion.
London College of Fashion in the 60s.
She has a bit part in The Power of the Dog, and I was like, I didn't even know she was in this movie.
Is she really? Thomasin and Kenzie's in the Power of the Dog.
Yeah, it shocked me.
Isn't it a Western? Is she British in it?
Yeah. She's barely in the movie. But the thing is like, by this point, like, everybody's like knows who she is, because she's like in like four kind of very popular independent movies. JoJo, Leave No Trace.
Old.
That's an independent movie. No, it's not. And Last Night in Soho.
Yeah. Chris, have you seen any of the Small Axe movies and Lovers Rock?
No, this was just one of those ones that flew under my radar when it happened.
You got to check it out. I think
you'll like Mangrove, even if the lead is an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Hollywood.
The Hollywood, the biz. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? All right, Chris, what's your second party movie?
All right, let me ask you guys this: which one would you rather hear first? A movie to watch at a party, or a movie about a political party?
What?
Oh, that's good though. I like that.
Oh, you really took the definite. Yeah, let's do.
Let's do the political party.
Yeah, let's do.
I feel like
maybe I'll cap off with the fun one at the end.
Yeah.
That's great, because this one is not fun at all.
Oh.
What is it?
You are not going to believe that somehow this movie made it into our...
Have we seen it?
You have. I haven't.
Oh.
What? You haven't?
I haven't, but I think this is a great pick, so I have
This
to
is
choose.
crazy.
What?
He's crazy. Chris is crazy. He picked a
what
movie
movie
that he
is it?
seen. That's crazy.
I don't, because I refuse to see this movie.
Oh.
It is I want to make sure
Is
I'm
it a
pronouncing
Chinese
this correctly.
movie?
It is directed by... I hope I pronounced this correctly. Lina Riefenstahl, 1935, Triumph of the Will. Double stack, baby.
What?
Had to pick it.
No, you didn't.
Chris, I hate to say this, but triple stack. Yeah. We all picked... What? Triumph of the Will?
So I really wanted to make the political party joke, and I was like, how can I make this higher? So
we're never going to choose it again unless we do racist movies.
Unless we do like a really weird stack about
we
it.
do racist movies.
Horrible movies.
Horrible,
bad
terrible,
people movies.
Destructive.
You want to find the most racist movie?
Amoral movie.
Triumph of the Will.
That's shocking. I was not expecting it.
Yeah, you
I have seen that movie.
Yeah, you gave it 3 stars. It is well made. It was
you
well
can't
made.
just
I
you can't just say that. You can't
It's
just
okay.
stop that without.
Brandon thought
me
he
giving
saw all this stuff about Hitler. He's like, that not so bad. That's okay. I was watching the Triumph of the Will movie, and I said that looks not so bad.
I'm okay.
Brandon, do you want to tell us about Triumph of the Will?
Yeah, because I've seen it. It's a propaganda movie by Lynn Riefenstahl about the Nazi rise to power in Germany during the 1930s and early 40s. And as a white male, I love 1940s World War II films.
As a white male, I like.
Don't you fucking say as a white male when you're talking about Triumph of the Will. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I was just trying to communicate that all white men like World War II. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right.
No, I don't know.
My dad loves World War II.
I don't think it's that cool.
Okay.
I think a lot of bad stuff happened in it personally.
No, you're right, but I'm just talking about how people react to the content produced about that.
I get that.
And
I don't care.
For me, when I watched it, it's an interesting historical relic in the fact that it's a well-made documentary about the rise to power. It is propagandist, but it gives you that behind-the-curtain look that you never knew you kind of wanted to see like this terrible person and how they were able to take power in that era. You know, that's why I think it's extremely well made in the scope in it all. Do I think the content is abhorrent and terrible? Of course. Like, anybody who agrees with that movie is a racist Nazi. But do I think it's a well-made movie? Yeah, I do. It doesn't make you like want to follow them, but
then that's not well made. You're saying it's propaganda, but you're saying it doesn't make you want to follow it. Therefore, it's not well made.
Unless you're racist. Like, if you're racist, it's successful. It's successful. But if
you're like, if I was racist, I would love this movie.
Honestly, you probably would.
You probably would. Chris, do I?
But
disagree?
You're not racist, so you don't love it. So why would you give 3 stars?
3 stars is not loving a movie.
You love it.
No. I just think it's interesting.
It's interesting. The fashion.
It is interesting. The fascism, very interesting.
The white supremacy, it's interesting.
But like are y'all being racist? Sasha just texted. No, we're not.
No.
Oh.
Are y'all being racist?
Brandon
is.
I didn't choose this movie. I think it's here. It's.
What? Brandon? No. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen this. I don't plan on seeing it. Gonna be honest. No, it's not on my watch list.
It's like the difference between it and The Birth of the Nation is The Birth of the Nation is like racist without it being true. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? Triumph of the Will is racist, but it's true?
Because
they're racist, but like, it's so true. What the fuck are you talking about?
Do you mean like it's a narrative versus documentary?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
It's true.
They're saying some messed up fucks, but god damn it, it's true. What the hell is wrong with you?
Why did you say it like that?
Because I'm flustered because I don't know. Because Ethan has made fun of me for giving it 3 stars for the longest time. For the longest time, and I am standing by it. I am standing by it.
Wow, he is adamant with his 3-star rating for Triumph of the Will, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
Because I just hate being criticized for it. Because it's
You're digging your grave, man.
You're digging your fucking...
Giving a 1/2 star to Birth of a Nation, that's good.
That's good.
Giving 0 stars to Jude Suss, that's good. But giving 3 stars to Triumph of the Will, that's bad.
Okay. Sure.
Right, well,
you should just cut off everything that I said in that section.
No, because we're discussing the movie. Brandon.
0.5.
All right. Triumph of the Will. Brandon, how about lift our spirits back up a bit with your second pick? How about you do that?
I picked The Birth of a Nation. I'm just kidding.
I picked The Birth of a Nation. The party I'm choosing, the Ku Klux Klan. What? No! That's too much.
I'm talking about the party movie to end all party movies. It's not a good movie.
Birth of a Nation.
It's Project X.
Project X.
I knew someone was gonna pick this.
You have to pick this movie. It's not a good movie.
I have no idea what the fuck this movie is. I've never seen it.
It was a popular movie in 2012 or 2011 that like was a movement in the found footage genre where these group of teens try to throw the biggest party they ever can. And it starts out like a small get together, but one of them goes off the rails by posting like an ad on like, what was it? Craigslist. So that dates the movie automatically. But they end up having the party that grows and grows and grows. But by the end of the movie, it's kind of like criminal how big this party gets. And our friend Justin says this is one of the most ambitious movies ever made. And he's right in the fact that it inspired a movement of people trying to recreate what this movie did. And to do it with found footage is actually quite unique because often found footage is packed solely into the horror genre. And you rarely see anything beyond that. So to see a comedy or a drama or even an action movie, or maybe all three if you're watching Project X, it's kind of exciting even if the movie's not that good. Because it isn't. It's just a POV of a party. But it's a debaucherous party, and you gotta love that.
Yeah. Chris, what do you think about Project X?
I haven't seen Project X.
Oh, you haven't either. Okay.
Yeah, I've only heard amazing things, especially from Justin. It is definitely a really interesting concept, and I really like the idea that it is a found footage movie, because I don't know. I feel like if this party actually happened, that would be the kind of way that you would see this movie through.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is. It's definitely a really interesting concept. I really like the idea of like, kind of just, maybe I don't know if it's done this way, but like, it makes me think of like movies that feel like they take place in real time, like I don't know, like Good Time or 1917 or stuff like that. That really places you in the action with them, and I think that's great. I think that would really work, and yeah.
Wow.
I'm just waiting for the time to see this movie.
Yeah, I'm down to watch it. I know nothing about. I remember people were obsessed with it. Like when I think it was like in 7th grade. So that must have been like 2011, I think. Where everyone's like, "Yo, we gotta throw a party like Project X, dude. Have you seen the trailers? That looks crazy, And we're just like, yeah, it was just like, oh my god, it did create a culture around preteens. What?
That when I remember I was just getting into film in 2012, right? So I knew about Project X, but I had heard it was not that good. But I remember the reason why I watched it was when I was a junior or sophomore in high school, I was asking my friends or acquaintances around me like what your favorite movies were, just to get acquainted. And one of the people in my biotech class was like, Project X is my favorite movie, because they were shocked that I had seen so many rated R movies. And they were like, Project X is probably like the most debaucherous, evil movie I've ever seen in my life, like coming from a Mormon guy. Mm-hmm. And it was funny because when I watched it, I was like, it wasn't that crazy. I mean, it was crazy, but it's not like rated R crazy. I think it's PG-13. I could be wrong, but it does get crazy.
Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. These are good. Brandon's still on his crusade trying to explain to Sasha what the fuck he was talking about in his star rating system in the group chat. Okay, my last film is a film I don't love this film, but I think it does a good job at showing a wide variety of parties. It's a high school party movie. It's Booksmart.
That's good.
Yeah, right. I literally just thought about it before the podcast started. The movie I had before this was Clueless, but then I was like,
no.
I was like, no, it has a good party in it, but it's not a party movie, This one is a party movie because the goal of this movie is for these two girls to go to as many parties as they can, right? To go throughout the night, to go to all these parties, and isn't it just to like party? What else is their goal? Is it to lose their virginity? No, that's Superbad.
No, that's American Pie and Superbad.
Okay, they're just determined to like have an amazing night. Yeah, okay. I honestly, my biggest gripes to this film is its pacing and the way like these characters are developed. I don't think it was like, I think their relationships developed too fast, which is why I couldn't really get into it. Like when some of the more dramatic stuff happens, I couldn't really like believe in it. But I think the comedy in this movie is actually really good, and how it displays high school life in the 2010s, and especially in like a LA private school life, and just the crazy stuff that they would do. Like there was like it's not a murder mystery party. It's sort of like it's a theme party for like the theater kids. There's like the yacht party, then there's like the big party. And was it Billy Lord Carrie Fisher's daughter, like is somehow
She's so good.
she's
in
really
that movie.
good. She's the best part of this movie. Like, and
I
just
agree.
how fucking funny she is, and she's at all these parties and stuff like that. And it's just it's a good way to develop a narrative by going to different parties. And I was like, that's a quintessential party movie right there. You know, we got a wide variety, got lots of cool different kinds of parties, and it's really fun. Jason Sudeikis is the principal / Uber driver. He takes them to parties and stuff like that. Great party movie. Brandon, what do you think about Booksmart?
I think it's a very underrated movie because I feel like a lot of people. I remember it had the most hype coming out of South by Southwest or Sundance. I can't remember which it premiered at. One of the two. And everybody was like, oh, it's so good. It's like the next Superbad. And then that drew a lot of like kind of sexist attention towards the movie because they're like, oh, if it's just Superbad, like what's the point of making it? It's like the people who argued about the Ghostbusters reboot, that it was all female, and then they made like a huge deal out of it just because they were female characters. And then when it came out, it had mixed reactions because some people didn't think it was funny or moving.
Yeah.
Some people thought it was just too dramatic to be a comedy,
Mhm.
or some of the humor just didn't hit for them. But for me, I feel like I was one of the ones in our friend group that liked it the most.
I think you were.
And I think I stand by it because I remember watching it. And I find the story between Beanie Feldstein and Caitlin Dever to be like really compelling.
Yeah.
Made them stars too. You know, they were coming off bit parts and small things, but like this was their first big star role. Olivia Wilde's directorial debut was this. I know it didn't really come out that long ago, but it also serves as a great party movie because they're hopping around from party to party and event to event.
Yeah.
Much like Wolf of Wall Street is kind of in its narrative too.
Yeah.
And I think the humor is really funny in it, and it branches from a lot of different places, from stoner humor to something more ridiculous and outlandish. And then there's like some quintessential party games played in it, like beer pong and rage cage and stuff like that. So it like genuinely captures that atmosphere. You even have like the theater party. That's kind of cool. You kind of see that in Everybody Wants Some too, but I didn't pick that movie, so because I know how everybody feels.
Yeah. How everybody, specifically me. Chris, what do you think about Booksmart?
I think this is a really good movie. I mean, Brandon touched on pretty much everything, like all of the things like that I would praise about this movie. I think it's really funny. The drama is really well balanced with the comedy. It definitely, like Brandon said, like the movie does draw a lot of comparison with Superbad. I do definitely think Superbad leans more comedy than drama, whereas this one I think is more of a 50-50 some down the middle.
I would agree.
But yeah, I think like for the most part this is a very good movie. A very strong directorial debut by Olivia Wilde. I personally think it's far more impressive than Star is Born as a directorial debut, but that's just me.
I would agree.
From an actor. Yeah.
From actor transition to director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's great. Very much a modern a modern, I guess, like revitalization of this kind of film. I think a lot of like people who maybe our generation and a little bit younger than us, like they'll respond a lot very positively to this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great. Definitely like certain aspects of the film. Like for example, like not every joke landed for me. And like you guys know, like every joke in Superbad hit for me. But Booksmart not quite as much. But I don't. That's just the me thing. I don't know. Like
it's because you're a man.
Yeah,
just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, because I'm a fucking man. But yeah, great movie. Yeah, it's a hard movie for me to criticize because I don't really have anything I want to like point a direct finger at. But I don't know. It's good. Yeah, I like this movie.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Well, Chris, let's take into your last film here for these party film stack.
All right. So this is my pick for a movie to watch at a party. We actually all watched this movie together a couple of weeks ago out for a movie night. I've seen this movie way too many times. It was a fucking riot. It's a fucking riot every time. You might say I have no regrets. We're the
What?
Millers,
Really?
baby.
We're the Millers.
I don't know if this is a party movie, but
I would watch this at a party. Are you kidding me?
oh, you'd watch it
Absolutely.
at a party. Okay.
Yeah, that's
No.
the way I approach this one.
This is funny because as I was looking at lists at Letterboxd of party movies, I came across a list that said movies I would watch at a party, and We're the Millers was one of the top ones. So
It is pretty perfect for party atmosphere.
Okay, I just to quickly break it down. It's like, it's a road trip film, starring Jennifer Aniston, Jason Sudeikis, Will Poulter, and I'm forgetting her name. What's the other Miller's name? I don't know. Anyone? No.
What?
Alright.
Who,
the Millers.
Wait, who? The actor?
Jennifer Aniston, Will Poulter,
No.
Jason Sudeikis,
Emma Roberts?
Emma Roberts.
Emma Roberts. That's her. Jesus, you guys like danced around Emma Roberts.
Yeah,
'Cause I wrote
problematic
too.
figure.
Is she really?
So is she
No.
really?
No. She's iconic from she was a good child actor, but then she transitioned to very mature stuff very quickly. You know how child stars are.
Oh yeah, those dang child stars. All right.
Right, Ethan,
yes.
do you have names for them, right?
They're the Millers.
No. Child stars. Your favorite child stars. You have names for them, right?
Oh yeah, the Sprouse twins. What do you mean names for them?
Okay. We forgot our bit.
What's our bit? What's the bit? I forgot. What's the Chris? Do you remember this
Yeah.
bit?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Okay, Chris, talk about We're the Millers.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so it is a road trip film about basically these four people come together in an effort to smuggle a shitload of weed from Mexico across the border to the United States. Hijinks ensue. The concept is very trashy, and it doesn't really reinvent the wheel in terms of these kinds of movies, but for what it is and how it's executed, I think they did a really great job. There's a lot of fun jokes and easy to digest bits that go through this film, especially once the other family is introduced into the story. Yeah, and also just on top of that, the movies I honestly don't think this movie's that bad. I think for the story that it is about these four unlikely people finding their sense of family among one another, I will say there's something kind of wholesome about that. It was kind of cute by the ending that things kind of worked out for all of them in terms of what goes on in their lives beyond this crazy mission to smuggle weed. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. I have a great time. No, Scotty P, Mr. No Regrets himself, is probably
Scotty
one of my favorite
P.
characters.
He looks
Yeah.
like Andrew Garfield.
What?
I remember seeing. Yeah, don't you think he looks like
Hold on,
Andrew
let me take a
Garfield?
look at him. Scotty P.
I remember thinking it was Andrew Garfield when I first saw the movie. I was like, why did he just shaved off eyebrows or something?
It's Spider-Man. I'm
Kind
Spider-Man. We should
little
tweet
bit.
this. We should tweet this picture and just say, "Hey, it's Spider-Man."
Did you see this guy in No Way Home? He's crazy. Yeah.
Can I? I'm gonna tweet that right now.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good party movie. Most stoner movies are. I feel like you could put on any Seth Rogen, Greg Mottola, Evan Goldberg, maybe Judd Apatow, except for his latest work, movies, and those would all work fine as party movies. Roshan Marshall Thurber, who did this movie.
What else?
He did Central Intelligence, which is that rock movie. Those are all good because I think the comedy is a dying genre, and party movies branch mostly from comedy. And We're the Millers, it may not have a party in it, but it definitely has party value. It's a good time. Alcohol sometimes required.
Sick Jeremy Johns reference. I think We're the Millers is just okay. I don't know. Basic run-of-your-mill comedy.
One of your
Miller comedy. Will Poulter is by far the best part of this movie. Crazy if that we're seeing him as Adam Warlock. Though that That dude, he is turned into something else.
He's a hunk now.
He's kind of a hunk now. It's kind of crazy. Like, damn. And like, I think he can. I have faith he's gonna pull it off. You know.
I do too. I agree with that.
Like,
me too. I think he can do it.
I think James Gunn knows how to direct someone.
He does.
Actor.
I mean, look what he did with John Cena. Come on.
Yeah.
Chris,
come on.
you know the image. You know the image, Chris.
Yeah, I know the image.
Yeah.
I got it ready right here.
Yeah. Okay, Chris, what are the odds you change that as your phone background?
Can I do it? I don't think I can do a custom background on this on Discord.
No, on your phone, your iPhone wallpaper.
Oh, my phone background.
You should do it as your phone background.
Isn't your parents your phone background right now?
No, it's the skyline of Hong Kong is my background.
No, but what's your real home? It's John Cena, Chris.
Does he feel like home to you?
I'm kidding.
Fine.
You don't have to do
You see the bulges.
The bulges. The Liberty Bells that I call them.
Check out how epic this zoom back is.
It's a really good image. It's really funny. Yeah, We're the Millers. Pretty cool. Okay, movie. I don't know. I miss these kind of comedies, even though I think this one's okay. You know, like when's the last time we had a comedy like this? Probably Game Night, Blockers.
Game Night, probably. Game Night Blockers.
Yeah,
those. But
speaking
most
of John
comedies
Cena
today are going to stream.
Yeah,
because
that's true. Yeah,
because the theaters don't play comedies because nobody's gonna go see them. And the best way to see a comedy is either with friends at home or in a packed audience. You know, and you've kind of lost that with COVID. So unfortunately, I think we're seeing the last of a dying breed.
It's true. It's weird. It's crazy. Sad. All right, Brandon, let's wrap up this party movie stack with your last party movie.
Well, I'm going to do the movie that one of the two movies that revitalized the comedy genre for another short 10 years before COVID. And I'm going to do The Hangover instead of The Bridesmaids. And The Hangover is a great post-party movie because it examines the effect of the day after.
Yes.
Most notably, the titular hangover that these guys have because they blacked out at their friend's bachelor party, in which they have to remember and try to figure out where their friend is, as well as what happened the previous night. So they figure out that one of them got married, that one of them made friends with Mike Tyson and got the same tattoo on his face, as well as got punched out by him. And there was a giant tiger involved. And this all happens over the course of one night in Vegas. There's a Chinese gangster in it. He's not actually. I don't think Ken Jeong's actually Chinese. Ken Jeong's
right? Korean, but
yeah, but it's a fantastic depiction of what it sometimes feels like to go hard the night before, and then black out because party. You got to party, bro. I've never partied as hard as these guys have, but I do think it does capture that day after feel really well. You feel very dirty, but you still have to get things accomplished the next day. And honestly, it's a very important party movie too, because like I said, it kind of reestablished the comedy genre, which was dying in the early 2000s and late 2000s. And then in the early 2010s, it kind of revitalized it. It made a lot of money and then like gave us hits that we'll never forget. Like This Is the End and, you know, all those Seth Rogen movies.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like, I remember I went to Barnes and Noble once and it was like comedy throughout the ages and they did like a comedy to represent like each decade. And this was the one for like the 2000s. When this came out like what, 2008?
It came out late 2000s, early 2010s.
Yeah. And they're like, this is one of the fundamental comedies of the modern times. It really struck a chord with everybody. I remember like the Wolf Pack, you know, I remember everyone at my school, like we always decided to assign each other to characters in the Wolf Pack. Can you guess which character they assigned me in the Wolf Pack?
Zach Galifianakis.
Correct. All right. Yeah, it was.
I don't agree with that anymore.
Really? You think I'm more of an Ed Helms character? You know, I'm more of a Bradley Cooper. You're right.
Yeah, you're a Bradley.
No, you're the one that gets lost.
I'm the one that gets lost. That's true because I
Yeah.
was missing for most of the party the night.
I remember.
Brendan, which one are you?
Me?
Yeah, which one would you say you are?
I think I'm.
You're Ed Helms.
Yeah, I would agree with that. No,
I think
Chris
I'm,
is Zach
I'm-
Zagov.
No, I'm Ken Jeong.
Oh, okay.
It's true.
Joey's our Brett. Joey.
It's true. He is
Joey's-
Chinese. That is true.
It's true.
Joey's our Bradley Cooper and Justin's our Zach Galifianakis.
Remember when we did our stacked if an actor's played us and Brandon chose Ken Jeong for you?
Yeah.
I know. I knew he wasn't Chinese. I'm just saying.
Anyway, a Hangover.
The Hangover. Best scene, Mike Tyson scene. It's obvious. Come on. I can feel it. Like that. That made that song iconic, even though it already was Phil Collins. But like Mike Tyson, I feel like that was also like one of the first movies to bring back like a big legend icon like Mike Tyson into these movies like that for like cameos. I feel like that was a thing after The Hangover. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it was before either. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, if you think about it, like early comedies, they just relied on their jokes. Or,
Early comedies did do that sometimes with like
like a John Candy,
like Kareem
Vacation.
Abdul-Jabbar and Airplane.
Yeah, yeah.
Or, like,
but they're not really cameos. They're just like
yeah, they're
supporting
like
roles.
they're like supporting roles, but like cameos like this. Yeah. It's
where they're playing
interesting.
themselves. Yeah, instead of.
Oh, did you say LeBron James and Trainwreck? Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
Or like Kevin Hart in Hobbs and Shaw.
Fuck yeah.
Hangover.
Hangover.
It's a good
Sorry,
movie.
you said Kevin Hart, and I
it's
realized I saw like this stupid Instagram rumor that said, "Is Kevin Hart gonna play MODOK in Ant-Man 3?" I was like, "What?
Oh my
Kevin
god. Ethan, what would you do?
If Kevin Hart,
Well, we already know who's playing MODOK. It kind of leaked online.
we don't know if that's true though.
I think it is. I
It
think
could,
it's true.
but I don't know.
I think it's a good choice.
it is a good choice. But I don't know. I don't know if he can handle that craziness. Yeah, Hangover. I need to watch it again. I keep forgetting it's a trilogy of movies. Isn't that weird? And the two other ones suck.
No, they don't.
I
They're
heard they
okay.
suck. I heard they suck.
Well, I own both of them. If we want to watch all, I own all three. Actually.
Triple feature.
The Hangover
Brandon
movies
only
are
owns 2 and 3.
What?
they're overrated movies. I saw the third one.
I
in
just said
theaters,
they
actually.
suck, and you're like, no, they don't, but they're overrated.
In terms of like, I think the first one's overrated, and I think the other two are underrated. Like they're all like the same level of funny, except the first one's like more wholesome because it's not obvious that they're like it's a cash grab, you know, because it's the first of its kind. So of course it wouldn't be. The second one is like the exact same as the first one, just in a different place.
Mhm.
And then the third one is like entirely different from the rest. And it's pretty okay.
Yeah.
It tries something new, and I respect it. But, you know, Todd Phillips is a mixed bag as a director. I'll say that.
Yeah, he's only done like Joker. That's like the only masterpiece he's made. So
War Dogs is good.
the only really funny movie he's made is Joker. Let's be honest, guys. Come on.
Joker's funnier than The Hangover, according to Ethan.
It might be. Actually, it is. Yes, Joker is funnier than Hangover. Chris, do you think Joker's funnier than Hangover? It's a funny movie.
It is a pretty funny movie.
You can't argue a movie with starring a literal clown. Like,
Have you guys seen it?
My
Joker?
mom saw it recently.
Yeah, I've seen Joker. It's
I was
funny.
talking about The Hangover. I think
I've
we've all
seen the
it,
yeah.
right?
We've all seen that. I haven't seen the other two.
Do you guys notice we keep drifting away from Hangover whenever we talk about this movie?
Not me.
Much like we have a Hangover.
I don't, though. I have a hangover from
What do you
this
have right now
vaccine.
then? What's wrong with you?
I got the booster.
What did you do today?
watched the
we just
Carver
start going up
documentaries.
tangents. All right, let's run down all of our films. Let's pick this final stack, shall we? All right, so
Okay.
my 3 party movies were 1968's The Party, Lovers Rock, and Booksmart. Chris?
My films were The Wolf of Wall Street, Triumph of the Will, and We're the Millers.
Can we just
The
pick
holy
Chris's stack?
The holy trinity, if you will.
I will never.
What's yours, Brandon?
I chose Christmas with the Cranks, Project X, and The Hangover. I picked the most parties.
I say we do We're the Millers, Triumph of the Will, and Christmas with the Cranks.
That's a jokerification right there. I don't want to choose. I don't want to choose Triumph of the Will.
I don't want to choose.
I'm bringing it back sometime.
I don't.
I swear to God, I'll bring it back.
I don't want to award that movie anything
besides 3 stars.
I never. If it's any consolation, I never want to rewatch that movie.
Wow, you're so brave. You're so brave.
I'm brave for watching it.
3 stars. I'm never watching this again.
You trooper.
You trooper.
Hey, I watched it, didn't I? That's.
Yes, you did.
It's on. It's in the book I read.
What, Mein Kampf?
No, it's in the 1,001 movies to see.
Why don't you tell the audience about how much you love your nighttime stories about your bedtime stories?
It's in the book. It's in the book that I read.
My God.
No, 1,001. It's 1,001 movies to see before you die. That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right.
All
right. What do we want to pick?
You're strange.
You're strange.
Yeah,
You're a weird guy.
Quick,
Yes.
I'm really surprised none of us picked a Seth Rogen movie.
I think we gotta do
That's true.
No one picked Another Round or Grown Up.
Oh, that's
Another Round's not really a party. It's like they're just drunk. They're not really partying. You know, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Like I can be drunk but not party. You know. I don't know.
Okay. I think we should choose Project X because it's the ultimate party movie.
I'm down for Project X.
Okay. I want to pick Wolf of Wall Street as the one that's like multiple parties. I think it's a great party movie. I think it's a great movie to watch at parties and a movie to watch that's a movie about parties.
I would
even
think
though it's really long.
Booksmart. Yeah, but
Mm.
Booksmart over because they do the same thing basically. Like Wolf of Wall Street could work for so many other stuff, and it's nothing against Wolf of Wall Street. It's great.
Yeah,
That's true. We could save it for another stack.
Because there are lots of stuff that could go.
What if we did Booksmart, Project X,
Triumph.
not necessarily in order, and We're the Millers.
No, I don't want. I don't want
No,
We're the Millers on this.
Why?
Why? Because I don't know.
He's right about it though.
I
think you could, because like you could. I think Where the Millers could be sandwiched in between. Like you start out with more traditional party movie like Booksmart.
Mm-hmm.
The last of its breed, if you will. Then you put Where the Millers in the middle because you're gonna be really drunk by the time you're like watching it, and you're like, this is pretty good. And then at the end, you're ending with Project X, and you don't really need to know the plot of Project X. You just need to experience Project X. And it's also the ultimate party movie because they throw the ultimate party.
Triumph of the Will.
No, we're never gonna pick that movie for a stack. I refuse, unless we do racist movies.
I was gonna say, what if we did racist movies?
But where are you gonna find this in a fictional blockbuster? I don't even think a fictional blockbuster would have this.
Oh, you'll be surprised. You go to Alabama. I bet
that's true.
I think you guys need to watch this,
bro.
movie.
You can't pull that argument when we picked Sally Garner at the Gallup. You know,
it wasn't my choice.
Hey, I had nothing to do with that. Hey, keep me out of this.
I was overruled.
Okay. All right, Project X, Triumph of the Will, Booksmart. Yeah, that's
no. Yeah, you can't do that.
No, We're the Millers. I'm fine with that stack. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. I think you get really high and drunk and watch We're the Millers, and it probably is better. Was I high when I watched We're the Millers? I don't think so. No, I was sober, but I bet it was better. That was just me just reconciling in my own brain. You like that stack? You like it?
Yeah, I do.
What do we start with?
I already did.
Booksmart? Sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
It's traditional.
Yes. Booksmart. Okay, Booksmart. We're the Millers. Yeah, that's right, Project X, because that's the grand finale. Okay, cool. Then let's run through our official 2021 party movies final stack, starting with Olivia Wilde's directorial debut, a movie about friendship, a movie about graduating high school, a movie about growing up, and a movie about parties. It is Booksmart. It's about some dang nerds who want to live a little and go around Los Angeles and go to all these graduation parties and view different LA cultures and their parties, LA high school parties, and it's kind of cool. It's not I don't think it's a great movie. I think it's okay, but the parties, they're cool, so it makes it a cool party movie. Chris, what's our second pick?
Our next film is We're the Millers, a modern road trip movie that is both incredibly hilarious but also very tender and surprisingly heartwarming by the end of it. You might say if you see this movie, you'll have no regrets.
No regrets. Yes.
No
regrets. And Brandon, what is our
last film? Is the ultimate Project X, the ultimate party film. It's crazy. It's found footage. It did wonders for the party scene in the early 2010s. It's not great, but it is what it is.
It is. Hey, and what do we all say, guys? Let's say on 3, 2, 1. It is what it is. And that's our stack. That's the episode, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to rate us on iTunes, Spotify, fucking Anchor, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Come on. We got a few more views on our stacked. You know, I think people liked our Sammy Stackhouse podcast. I think we gotta do more crazy stuff like that, you know? I think it was fun. I think we gotta think of more stuff like that. We'll see. I won't be as high for it next time. That was kind of painful, but we'll do more stuff like that. So thank you all for listening to this episode. Thank you all for listening to past episodes. Stay tuned for our last 2 episodes of the year coming up soon. That's crazy. 2021 is almost over. What the fuck? Another year of Stacked. This is crazy. We're gonna be going into a 3rd year of Stacked pretty soon. That's nuts.
That episode's gonna be hard.
Our 2021 best of.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be episode 69. I'm sorry, everybody, but we're gonna have to make it sexy somehow. All right, just saying. It's episode 69. Got to do something for the best of 2021. Maybe we'll give something the best of 2021. That's all I'm gonna say. Brandon, get over here, man.